class of 2016. Running this year we have Jenny Vo, John Mbalu, Michelle Kamara, and Farhan Malik.
Our first question, what distinguishes you from your other candidates?
What distinguishes me is because I already had experience working as vice president, because I'm vice president for my class right now, and I think that during this year I have seen like different things, and I think I have a little bit more experience.
What distinguishes me is I'm good with communication, I'm good with teachers, and I'm really hardworking.
Dan, a little louder.
Well, I think I'm new with this and I know a lot of people, so it's good to motivate them and it's good to communicate with them more.
Something that distinguishes me is that I've had a few experiences of leadership roles before. As in, I've started my own green recycle team in my own middle school, and I've been a leadership for that. And then I used to attend Taekwondo, where I had to kind of like assess and like kind of like tell them what the teacher told me, and kind of order them around to make sure everything was good and nothing like craziness or nothing.
Okay, so what do you guys think will be your biggest challenge as vice president next year?
Biggest challenge for me is maybe the communication, because there's so many of us freshmen right now, and then like next year oncoming. I think it'll be really hard to get the word out because like I don't know everybody, you know, and I think like when we have events, it's really hard to get the word out. So I think that's going to be the biggest challenge for me as well.
So how would you work on resolving this problem? What would you do?
Maybe like tell the teachers like, oh, hey, this event is going to be like, so they can announce it to the students, and I think that will be the
Well, I disagree. I feel as though getting the word out hasn't really been the problem. It's getting people to actually join the programs and the things we have out. Getting people to join the programs and the things we have out. I feel most people don't have time to do the things that we plan out for them, and they don't get their parents involved in it either. So.
I agree with John. It's easy to get people to come out and do stuff, but it's hard to get the word out because people, they don't really care, basically.
Something I believe that's going to be pretty much of a challenge is actually communication, getting the word out. Like, everybody knows about what's happening, but nobody is really interested in it. We need to try to get them more interested in the events that's actually happening, because getting the word out, it's not really the problem, it's like getting people to actually know. Fundraising is also like a really big deal, because we really haven't been doing that much fundraising that we're really successful at all, so that's something we need to work on.
Yeah, let's speak up.
How do you plan on dealing with the issues that apply to officers who may get caught for taking down posters, bantering other students, and get suspended? What are some consequences?
I don't really, like, I think that when you do that type of stuff, I think that it's a reflection on your parents, and I think that maybe public shaming or being like, oh, you did this and it is wrong. Just say that, because like we're not their parents. Like we can't tell them what to do, and that's what I think. Like you just can't tell anybody what to do. So.
I agree with the public shaming thing. This problem has been around for quite some time, and when people pull down people's posters and stuff like that, they know they're doing something wrong, and by putting it out there, they should be getting less votes for being unfair to the other candidates.
I think it's really wrong and it's really ignorant for kids to be putting down your posters. They should really know that it could hurt one of us and that it's important to us.
Something I know is that like when people tear down people's posters, like it's not really, they don't really care. They don't really care about what they're doing. They just want something to be noticed. Something I think that could really help is peer mediation or counseling or stuff like that, because it's not really their fault. It's like Like we can't really tell them that you have to do this, or like we can't tell them what to do. We can try to help them though with like counseling sessions.
Like, so what you're saying is that's not their fault, falling down someone's posters?
If they don't really care, like maybe they're doing it out of a bet or a dare, or maybe they're just doing it because they want to be known. But if we can kind of counsel them and figure out why they did it and try to just make sure that they don't do it again, then there's no problem.
But how are you so sure that like they won't do it again?
Well, peer mediation doesn't always work, you're right, but then you can start using LC and suspensions and more harsh treatments, but that's only for the extreme.
Okay, we know that nobody's perfect, and we'd like to know what are some things you feel as though you need to work on as an individual.
As an individual, I think I should work on, like, most of the time I'm shy, and like, I know that will be like a big problem for me. So I will work, like, I think of this as a way to like work on how I speak and like public speaking skills, and on me as like when I grow up, like the job I want to have like will require me having a lot of public speaking skills.
Okay. I also need public speaking skills. I need to be able to speak louder into a bigger crowd. I also need to expand my knowledge of organization.
I would change. Well, what I would change is getting people to come out and support class of 2016, because I think this school year we didn't do nothing. Our class didn't come out and support for nothing. I don't think. I'm not going to say that the vice president or the president was doing their job wrong, but they wasn't doing it the right way.
So all of you guys mentioned getting the, all of you guys mentioned getting the class involved and stuff. So how would you actually do that?
Do you feel that there's a disconnect between the general population and like ESOL and CRI? Do you think there's a disconnect there? And how would you help? What specifically would you do to help bring everyone together?
No,
Okay,
just individually.
Okay. Class of 16, the problem with class of 16, because we are the youngest class, most of us would like to spread out to some of the other classes and join some of the activities because we feel like we're not doing enough. Also, for the special ed kids, we feel we can have, I guess, we can have more activities that reach out to them in specific ways. Like, if they're good at specific things, we work around that. We can.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Oh no, so you mentioned involvement and getting the class involved and stuff. How do you plan on doing that?
Well, I plan on like going on Twitter, Instagram, social media, and just reaching out to everybody else.
Remember actually the vice president question thing? I always felt like I was insignificant, like I wasn't as important because I was only historian. Like I thought, I take pictures and they go up in places. I never felt as important. For that, I felt like that if I was VP, I'd want to get everyone like more involved and everyone in the SGA on an equal level, like so that we all feel like we're as important as everyone else.
At this time, we'll take a few questions from the audience. Does anyone have a question?